One of the things I mentioned in the overview video is the concept of creating agreements and using agreements. A lot of 9 by 12 uh, people do not use agreements, and they don't do contracts. They use it as a selling point, and that's obviously up to you. There are a lot of other leading coupon magazines, national coupon magazines or coupon envelope packs that do use contracts. It's a very common thing. So, there's a good reason for it. It's so that you're not scrambling all the time to try to fill up your spaces. But a technique that can be very useful is, exchanging an exclusive. So the exclusive is very important to a lot of businesses. They want to know, is there going to be anybody else? Are there going to be any other oil change businesses on this flyer? And you want to be able to give them the assurance that there aren't. And what better way to do that than to exchange it for an exclusive? Because if they really want that exclusive, then you'd be more than happy to give that to them if they can guarantee you that they'll agree to, let's say, a full year of mailings with you. So they may be the only business on there, even if they don't have the exclusive, but at least that guarantees their position as long as they're willing to agree to that term. So if you do decide to use agreements, then what you want to do before you create your mailing is go here and create a schedule. A schedule is simply a way of telling the system what zone, how often you're going to mail to a particular zone. So we'll create a schedule, and we'll choose the zone, and then we'll choose what months, whether it's all months, odd, or even. And if you wanted to have, you could have, let's say you grew to the point where you wanted to do, you wanted to mail to the same zone, but you wanted to do a different set of businesses on the even months and a different set of businesses on the odd months. So that way residents are getting they're getting a different set of businesses all the time, and it's alternating. You could create two different schedules mailed to the same zone. So, and then you pick the week of the month that it's mailed, and then that way, when you've created the schedule, now you can create a new mailing for the schedule so that the system knows that that mailing is a part of that particular schedule, and that's how you would add the mailing if you're going to be using schedules. So if you remember in the previous video where I shared how to create a mailing that's not part of a schedule, this would be the other way to do it. Okay, and now the next part is, let's say we have a mailing that's part of a schedule, and we want to create an agreement for somebody. We've discussed it on the phone or through email, and we say, okay, let's go ahead with the owner wants to go ahead with the agreement. So we can go here to the accounts, and we can create a new agreement here, or there's a way to do it too. If you click edit, you can view the agreements and you can create an agreement. Download half-filled agreement is just basically puts their information at the top. That way you can print out a PDF and take it with you to their local business, and you can fill it out there if fill out some pieces. But let's say we know, we're creating this beforehand, and we pick our schedule. So we want to go the even months, week 1, and this just helps us define what's going to show on the agreement so that they know what they're agreeing to. The size ad we want based on our flyer template sizes and our postcard sizes, the price they're agreeing to, the start date, end date, and then if you have a problem with the e-sign or something, you want to reset it, you can do that. Check mark this box to send them the agreement email. You click save, and now it sends them an email and attaches another PDF that lets them sign. So in the case of the half-filled agreement, this would just have lines that you can fill in, but it would already have their business information at the top. And that way you can just fill it out on the fly. Because if they don't know what size, if you don't know what size they want, you're meeting with them in person or something, you can just leave it open-ended. But in the case of this, it's all filled out for them. It's all outlined exactly what they're agreeing to. They can sign it, and then it gives the instructions on, how to get it back to you. And in the email that they get, there's also a link that they can click on that will send them to their account, and it's got the, they can print it here as well. But it's just the e-sign option. So they check their email, they click the link. It's all right here, all spelled out. They type in their name to confirm. It's got their IP address, accept agreement, and what that does is it will it'll show as agreed, and then you can print the agreement for your own archive purposes, and it just shows you here on your agreements list. Okay, so you've got your schedules, your agreements, your mailings, and your zones. And that covers everything for the postal portion of 25 coupons.